What is up, my little boo-boo patooties? We are here for our Saturday night secret sermon. This is our Secret Teachings of Jesus series where we delve into the Gnostic Gospels. We are tonight in our final portion of Philip. Oh my God, can y'all believe it? I can't. We have been studying the Gospel of Philip now every Saturday for like a year and a half or so, maybe a little more. Shy of 2 years, but not by much. Like, I feel like Philip has been a spiritual friend to me during this time, and so this is bittersweet. It feels like a huge accomplishment that we have gone in deep in commentary in these esoteric and dense and inaccessible to many writings. So I have loved this. I am sad to finish it, and I think it's inspired me to maybe someday do another piece of work, using all of these videos and study that we've already done and expand upon it somehow. So I kind of know what book we're going to do next, but I'm going to consider that over my vacation next week. So next week we will not have Secret Teachings of Jesus. We will be probably on hiatus for a few days unless I decide to film something random in Florida, but I think I'm just going to take a break. But for Labor Day weekend, me and my mom and my sister are going to the beach next week, and so I'll probably, if I do post, it might just be random thoughts from the beach, but we're not going to do any of the Secret Teachings of Jesus, so I might be studying for the next stretch, because I think I've chosen which one we're going to do next, so I'm pretty excited. All right, well, tonight, our final portion is the final portion in the book, and it is entitled Eternal Light. And we've skipped around in the Gospel of Philip because each of these excerpts are like standalone, and they're individual, like, small portions of text. Each is its own thought to be thought about and meditated on. So you can skip around, and I did, but like this one, I just was like, I feel like this one is for the end, and it feels like a good way to finish. So I'm going to read this to you guys, and we'll read it a couple of times, and then we'll go back and unpack it line for line, and I'll give you guys the downloads that I am getting. So yeah, let's jump in. Eternal light. Everyone who enters the bridal chamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. The mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light, and neither that day nor its light ever sets. If someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. If one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. Those who receive the light cannot be grasped or seen. Those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. Nothing can trouble such a person, even while they are living in this world. And when they leave this world, they have already received truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. To these people, the eternal realm is fullness. This is the way it is It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden not in darkness and night, but hidden in perfect day and holy light. The gospel according to Philip. Hi, Philip. I love you, Philip. Oh my God. Okay, so I love that passage. It really just culminates everything that we've talked about for the last couple of years in regards to this gospel. So let's read it again, and then we'll unpack it. Eternal light. Everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. The mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light, and neither that day nor its light ever sets. If someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. If one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. Those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. Nothing can trouble such a person, even while they are living in this world. And when they leave this world, they have already received truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. To these people, the eternal realm is fullness. This is the way it is. It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden, not in darkness and night, but hidden in perfect day and holy light. Okay, so everyone who enters the bridal everyone who enters the bed chamber will kindle the light. So, the bed chamber, the bridal chamber, the bed chamber generally is where we go to sleep, to go to rest. When we rest, our soul goes into the upper realms and it is reunited in that heavenly place. And that is like where it goes through this daily sort of judgment day and cleansing process. So just having that basic understanding of our sleep, like in what it does. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. Now, in most other places throughout the Gospel of Philip, when they are talking about the bedchamber, it brings to mind the bridal chamber. And there's so many places in Scripture that compare the us and our the Spirit of God with like that of a beloved and their lover, right? Or even the Logos and wisdom as lover and beloved. And so this language of this sacred alchemical marriage of spirit and flesh, of God and human, of reuniting in union with the Creator once more. This is a common theme throughout the whole of all of the Scriptures. So everyone who enters that bedchamber will kindle the light. Now, what would it mean for us to enter the bedchamber? What would we have to do to make ourselves one with the Creator, to make ourselves one with the light, with all of the light of fullness and creation and revelation? Well, we do that through spending quiet, contemplative time in like meditation and just like being in stillness and emptiness to be ready to receive the Creator. We do this when we study the Bible, the Scriptures, the Torah, the writings, the prophets, the Psalms, the New Testament, the Gnostic Gospels, the Dead Sea Scrolls, right? So we get closer to the Creator, when we spend time with the Creator, when we restrict our lazy flesh and do something out of our comfort zone, like staying up to get up to pray and to study the scriptures. Sages do this. They get up late or early in the middle of the night, like early in the morning, late at night, and they pray and they study, and there's lots of reasons for that. So those who make an effort, those who self-sacrifice to become more like the Christ, so we can draw closer to God, which means transforming our lower nature, our selfish nature. It's referred to as like the consciousness of the flesh. It's like it wants to receive for the self alone. It's not thinking about serving and sharing with others. It's wanting to receive instant gratification instead of doing something that might be more effort or take longer but yield more value in the end. It's like, no, just give it to me now. Like it's spilling light, essentially. And it's kind of like a instinct driven, like our lower, like carnal mind driven. So when we vote to restrict that part of the self and awaken more of the higher nature, the Christed nature, we have to transform that darkness. But once we do transform that darkness, it is forever transmuted in the whole of the cosmos. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. So everyone who makes that effort, who makes a sincere, dedicated, devoted effort to continually showing up consistently, to penetrate the scripture, right? You want to go deep in your understanding. Continue to think about this, like in that metaphor of how would you come into that union, that sacred marriage, right? In the bedchamber. You want to penetrate the Logos with deep understanding, searching, prodding. We want to make ourselves in the image of the Creator and take on the behavior and the consciousness of the Creator. And who do we have as that example? Was Jesus, the Christ. He was the Christ consciousness, the human representation of God's personality in like human form. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. So kindling the light, that's like illumination. That's like where we were, where we had no understanding, we have understanding. Where we had no compassion, we have mercy and compassion. Like the light of the Creator, as it turns on, it awakens our consciousness and it expands our soul. And it expands our ability and capacity to be patient and loving and kind. But it also expands our wisdom and our understanding of, the greater mysteries as well. So those who enter the bedchamber will kindle the light. So if you make a sincere, devoted effort to read the scriptures, not just so that you can understand the scriptures and use them and weaponize them against people, or not just so you can feel wise and smart and sage-like. It's like it comes also with a sincere desire to improve, to leave behind your lesser nature. It's like it comes with a sincerity of wanting to change, of wanting to do better, of wanting to put more goodness into the world rather than be perpetuating darkness, or let our lower nature slip and bring darkness and negativity into the world instead of the light. And so the more pure intentioned we are in that way, the more light we can be entrusted with, and the more enhanced the abilities that come from that light can become when we can be trusted with that. So anyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. So if you believe in God and you believe in Jesus, that will enlighten and that will turn on a light, and it will activate a light in your spirit and in your soul that will activate your connection to the Holy Spirit, where the Holy Spirit can intervene and help you and bless you and guide you and lead you. And so when we ask, it is given. So if you ask Jesus to be activated within your heart and start helping you do the process, do the work of becoming more like him, it will be so. Jesus never turns down someone who asks for him to be in their life, right? So when God is always eternal and unchanging and forever sharing and giving and showing us love and support and guidance. God's always there. We are the ones who are conditional. And it's when we cut ourselves off from the Creator, that's when the blessing and the flow of miracles stop. Otherwise, it would be eternal. It would be ongoing. So it's like the only thing required then to connect with to connect with God, to connect with Jesus, to connect with our higher spiritual guidance and support, to connect with the Holy Spirit, is a desire to. And a desire with an effort, making an effort, showing up, being that devotee. I think, modern Christians are very passive, and a lot of times, they don't make an effort to seek out their darkness and change it. They become very passive. They act like, oh, Jesus is going to do it for me. Jesus is going to do all the work. I just have to ask Jesus to change me, ask Jesus to help me. And it's like, yes, we do ask Jesus to help us and change us. But what I appreciate more about the Jewish approach is that you are doing the work. It is up to you. It's your responsibility. That's why we are here. It's the only reason why we're physicalized on earth, is to do the correction of the soul. So it's like you've got these Christians who are like, well, I asked Jesus into my heart and it's one and done. Let's go to brunch. And it's like you are wasting an entire lifetime. Your soul is not progressing. You're not awakening. You're just bypassing and doing it using the right words attached. But in order to really be redeemed, to be saved, not just hopefully going to heaven in an afterlife, but having more of a heaven during this life. It's like you participate, you walk with Jesus through those 12 stations, and you carry your own cross. And so that's, you self-sacrifice, right? So it takes desire, it takes showing up, it takes an effort, right? Jesus didn't have someone to carry his cross up to the mount to be sacrificed and executed. He had to carry his own cross. So do we, right? So I think that what I appreciate about ancient Christians was those disciples, they had skin in the game. They had to make an effort. They had to give up everything in many cases and go on the road, walking and camping and traveling distances on foot, and they don't even have their own copy of the Torah. It's like, it's crazy the amount of effort and the amount of what it really meant to be a disciple then. That's just the basic, mundane, topical requirements. That doesn't even get into changing your consciousness, changing your heart, becoming a different person, to actually let go of your own self-image in order to become the image of the Christ, right? And then through that, we get to be as a byproduct, we become the most enhanced version of our own unique self, right? Because we have such a perfected vessel through which that radiance comes through. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. So, it's like, okay, I want to be one with God. I want to be close to God. I'm showing up. I'm making the effort. I'm born again, I've been baptized, asked Jesus in my heart, like I've done, done my due diligence. But at the end of the day, my consciousness, my desire is that closeness. So I am excited to pour myself into the scriptures. I'm excited about having a prayer practice and bringing God in through my day with me. I think that's the difference between a mystic and a religious person. It's like the mystic is not afraid. The mystic isn't doing it because, oh my God, or else the mystic is doing it because they love it, and it's their joy. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. So meaning, okay, so once you start to awaken your soul and that soul starts to go through that process of correction, then you start to kindle the light within yourself. Whereas like you had a veil drawn over that light, it's like when you devote yourself to a relationship with God, it like turns on a light within you. And it's like, boom, and a new level of our soul comes online. In fact, our soul is created, made of light. And we get different levels of our soul throughout our life. And it's like we get a base package soul to start with, and then we get upgrades. We get upgraded through different tiers of soul through our ages. But then there's basic levels of soul that everyone gets, but then there are extra layers of soul that are set aside for those who are truly devoted, for sages, for prophets, for people who have made the effort to draw down that light because they have self-sacrificed and like let go and let parts of their ego die so that they can be reformed and transformed and rehabilitated and corrected. What our tikkun is like, it's like our soul's assignments across lifetimes. We keep taking the soul with us, and it's like our tikkun is like our file, right? And it's like, okay, well, in this lifetime, you still have like some anger issues to sort out. Like we all have these assignments in every life, and we're all assigned like a certain amount of darkness to work through on behalf of the cosmos, right? The law of conservation of matter says that matter cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transmuted. So the darkness in the cosmos, we have to transmute that. That anger has to become sweetened and forgiven, and our pain the bitterness has to be made sweet, darkness has to be made light. And so we do that through taking on like this little bag of density of our little bag of problems, our baggage, bring it to our life. And then in our tikkun, it's like laid out like a script, and it's like you can go through and you're like, okay, so I've got this difficult dad and this difficult mom, and I'm, a bully at this school, and a boyfriend here and a girlfriend there. And, like all of these things are like mapped out through your life so that certain parts of you get triggered so that you're aware because they were dormant. They were just like in the hard drive, right? So they had to get activated. And then from there we have free will, and we don't get to like we have to like kind of figure out what's happening on our own. So from when we're in a triggered state, that's when we can either go down the downward spiral and become worse and worse and worse and more activated and more angry and more short, or life will break us and eventually it will cause us to become more patient, more kind, more loving, more understanding. But it usually takes us hitting like rock bottoms and just really crashing out to finally wake up and be like, oh my gosh. Because otherwise we're asleep. We're just going through this mundane world, and we have no idea that like this is only 1% of reality. And the 99% is like all of this awakening and soul growth and like consciousness to be aware of, right? And the thing is that we can only do it here when we're in the physical. That, like Adam and Eve, when they were in their most perfected state and they were one with the Creator, they were in a light body and they were in a light realm. It was only after they felt shame, and that drew a curtain of ego that separated them from the creator. It made them too dense. They were no longer in affinity with the creator to the same degree. And so we fell from that realm into the physical. So the only purpose of incarnating into the physical is to like capture back those sparks of light we lost in the fall and correct for that sin of Adam, so that we can rewire our ego to pull those veils back so that we can work our way back to the light through awakening, through illumination, through correcting our soul. So every time we overcome a grudge and decide to forgive, every time we slow ourselves down and suppress our selfish nature or our impulsive nature and choose differently, it's not enough to restrict. We shouldn't be restricting. We should be restricting. We shouldn't be repressing. Repressing is when you stuff something down and you put it to the side and you choose to ignore it or deny it. But restriction is when you're like, okay, I'm pausing. I'm not reacting to this, but I need to stop and pray and ask for the creator to help me along this process, because I want to see this differently. I want to feel differently about this. So help me change my nature in regards to this issue. So that's restriction. It's like, I don't want to be reactive. I don't want to take action from this state. Please help me change my consciousness about this. Okay, so everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. Now, I saw a lot of layers in that statement. This is like a marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. Now, when you have like a couple that's running off in the middle of the night to get married, to elope in secret, it's like they're defying the status quo, what the rules are, what their family said they had to do, and they're choosing love, and they're running off and they're sneaking off to do it, and they're excited, and they're giddy, and they're going off into secret, into this dark, hidden place, and it's sacred, and it's beautiful. So in that way, when we're rushing off in the night to be with the creator in secret and private, like that is an image that comes to mind when we develop that relationship in excitement and love and proactivity there. In another way, this is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. So the secret doesn't change. It's like the secret is, they take place in secret. It's like the way that you become close to the creator and the way that you change inside, it's not out in the open. It's not like a group thing. Like, yeah, you might have people in your life that support you and you guys are spiritual running buddies, but ultimately our soul, like that connection with the creator and the things that we go through and the process that we have to go through in our minds and in our journals and everything, it's like it's a one-on-one thing. Like no one else is with you in that. Your soul is solo. You come to this world alone and you will die alone. And a lot of it on earth is spent alone. But that change, that metamorphosis, that dying, that dark night of the soul, the dying of the ego, the rebirth, the renewal, the enlightenment, the revelation, the eureka moments, all the omens and the signs that the creator gives you, those moments that you have where you're so giddy when you see that bird that means something special to you, or that rainbow that you needed, that's something that's so intimate, it's so one-on-one, that other people can enjoy that with you if they have it too. But if they don't have it, they don't get it. And it's just like an inside thing. It's an inside joke, So it's just like in secret with the creator. Now, also, so the marriage in secret that takes place at night. Night usually refers to two different things. Night can refer to when we are dead or when we are in the non-material realm, when we're no longer in this physical incarnation. But night can also refer to the dark times where we're going through difficulty and things aren't certain. They're not clear. They're not guaranteed. So that's when we're facing the unknown, facing discomfort, facing the challenges, the sorrows, the sufferings, the pains, the fears, all of that, though, that's night. So you've got death is night, or being non-material, not in the physical world, that is night. And also in times of challenge, negativity, in times of chaos, in times of pain, that is night. So this is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. Now, sometimes in order for us to be truly prepared to give our all to the spiritual devotions, we have to have come to a place where we are at an impasse with ourselves, that where we have hit rock bottom, where we can't go another day the way that we are. And so it's like we come to this point when we are in our dark night of the soul, when we are in the times of night, the times of darkness, the times where we're uncertain, where think about how deeply and earnestly you pray when you're waiting to get blood work back or something like that, you know? When those times in life that you're just faced with your absolute tininess and mortality, you know, those are the moments of night. So everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. So sometimes when we go through these hard times and we get like super close with the Creator during these times, the light is so bright in contrast to the fear that we're feeling, or the scarcity that we're feeling, or the struggle that we're going through. So the relief of the presence of the Creator during those times is so much more apparent. It's like when you hold a candle up. If I go outside right now, it's dark outside, it's night. If I go outside with my candle, it'll be bright. But if I go outside with that candle during the daytime, it's barely going to make a difference. So too, we become this way when we're in the good times and everything is all good and gravy and everything's taken care of and we don't have any problems. A lot of times those are the times that we forget the Creator, because we can't see the miracles that are happening because there's no dark backdrop to compare it to. So we don't notice that our good health is the miracle. We don't notice that the mundane, boring day is a miracle because it provides us a day that we can build upon something or do something that's not, you know, taking care of a crisis or celebrating some big high. But we get so preoccupied in life with the big highs and the big lows that we sometimes feel discomfort in the easygoing mundane times. They just don't feel right. But those are really the times that are the most blessed, because then you can build they're not the times that are the most blessed, because in the challenges that reveals so much light. But it is the times that are given that are so valuable and should be so valued, because those are the times when everything's stable and you can build and you can grow. You can grow from there. Okay, the light of the fire shines during the day and then goes out. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. So that fire, that fervor for the Creator, it shines bright when the night is when everything is difficult and challenging. It's like our fervor is there, like I am beating my drum for you, Creator. I am showing up. I am reading my scriptures. I am doing my dream journals. Like we're hitting it from all sides, right? When the struggle's on. And then when the good stuff comes, when we see that little sign or like that butterfly just at the right moment, you're like, oh, the relief the high, the exhilaration of an acknowledgement, or when we think that the Creator has sent us like some message. It's like, the light. But then it's like, oh, okay, everything's fine again. Oh, maybe I don't need to say it's so late tonight when I'm going to bed. I'm just going to skip my prayers tonight and just go to sleep. I mean, that can start snowballing into every night, right? And then when we let our spiritual practice go and we get lax on it, then that's when the chaos, the dust starts building on the vessel and the chaos starts coming again, right? So again, it's like the relief feels so much more bright when we are in those uncertain times than it does when we are in already good times. It's like it's not as easy to notice. So it's good to proactively remind yourself to appreciate those good times when we have them, and realize the miracles that are within those days where no news is good news, right? Okay, so the light of that fire shines during the night and then goes out. The mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light, and neither that day nor light ever sets. So the mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light. So this happens, these mysteries happen within our soul and within our consciousness in the inside that we can't see. However, the work to make those changes happens in the daytime, in our waking, living days, right? When we are in our comings and goings, this happens in the material. When we are here, incarnate on earth, this is when we have to do the work. When we have these relationships with people that antagonize us, that is the work. That is the blessing. It is the assignment right there that you can do. Once we are out of this body, there is no more free will. We recognize everything for what it is. And so we don't have the ego that can trip us up and stir up our temper. And then when we actually have that trigger and we're lost in the matrix, and then we make the right decision, even amidst the forgetfulness, and we still do the right thing, that's the biggest win. Wow. Right? We didn't have any training wheels. Look, Mom, no hands. Like, I did the right thing in the wild. Right? And so we have to make these changes. We have to elevate our soul when we're in the body. Once we leave, we do not reveal any more wisdom. And so the wisdom we get and we absorb in this life, that's what we take that to the next life. But if we waste our life and don't take in any wisdom, then we're a dumb ghost in the afterlife who doesn't know how to live on that side, who doesn't know how to navigate the afterlife, who doesn't know how the universal truth in order to navigate the beings and things out there. So we have to know and learn and awaken in this life so that our soul is awakened and corrected and illuminated and prepared for the next life. This is when the work has to be done. Once it's over, it's too late. We've seen behind the curtain. We have to accept Christ in this life. We have to become Christ-like in this life. We have to believe in God and awaken our soul and learn the mysteries in this life. You know, the people who have like meditation practices and they're mystical and they're deep and they're always into these mysteries and studying and these are the people who are going to have a really easy time making the transition out of body. They're going to recognize the afterlife. In fact, I had a dream that my best friend, so my one of my best friends died 10 years ago in a very sudden and tragic accident. And so he came to me in a couple of dreams, but in one dream, he was like, in these first couple of dreams, it was just like he was very gray. It was like he looked like he did at the funeral, and he was quiet and he was very reserved. And it was just like he was like kind of disgruntled and he didn't have his bearings. And so he came to me in this one dream, and it took place at my childhood church, which I believe is a portal in the astral realm. It's always in my dreams. And so a bunch of like characters were there. Like my sister was there, Trace was there, and we were like sitting up in the children's church room. And it was like I was also a server, but like also a film worker, and I was in the weeds, and I was like having one of those rants that you do when you get in the weeds and you go back to like where like the pass is at work, where all the servers are, and like you're all kind of there and you're just like going off about the tables and this and that. And so I came back and I was like, and you're dead. And he goes, and it was like I had to tell him that he was dead because he did not know. And so then after that, it was like he was at so much more peace, and he was able to elevate and navigate and like get his bearings. And then after that, it was like whenever he would sort of like visit me or appear to me, or like make himself known to me, it's like he was all happy. He's like his usual normal self. But before that, it was like he was like all dark and just like shadowy and still looked like a dead person. But now he looks like his like, vibrant self. He's all crazy. But it's funny too, because one of our mutual friends told me she had the same experience, that she told him that he was dead in a dream too, because like she recognized that he was confused. So I was like, wow, how profound. So, the mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and the light, and neither that day nor its light ever sets. So the light you reveal, though, is eternal. These are things of eternal value, of eternal nature. And so when you change your bitterness in your heart, or the darkness, the negativity in your thoughts, or the fearfulness in your thoughts, that is changed forever. When you overcome patterns, when you overcome an assignment with like a parent, and you find acceptance and transcendence and forgive and love, it's like that makes an impact that is profound, that you reveal light in your soul. Your soul is like enlightened more, and it's never taken back. Remember, we were talking about the base packages of soul, and you get additional light added in. It's like when you reveal this light in your soul, it's eternal. It's given to you eternally, and it's never taken away. It's like when you are saved, like when you ask Jesus into your heart and Christ comes into the heart. It's like that activates something that is forever, and it never can be taken back. I mean, I believe that you should be proactive in like making an effort to become more like Christ, and not just be passive. But either way, that is like an eternal thing that gets switched. So that day, nor its light ever sets. And so that means too that it activates our eternal life within ourself. And so when we leave this world, it's like we continue on and continue on and continue on. Our soul goes through like cycles of incarnation in order to do that correction, but our spirit is already perfect in its perfection. But that is, it's like it's talking about our eternal life. If someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. So making an effort, if you're an attendant of the bridal chamber, then you are tending to the matters of spirit. You are making an effort to change. You are making an effort to study the scripture, to understand it, to penetrate it deeply in its mysteries. attending to the bridal chamber in prayer and in meditation, but it's making that regular connection and bringing God into your awareness and into your consciousness and making that a part of your daily life. So if someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. And so an attendant of the bridal chamber, it's a person who goes about the business of correcting their soul, of elevating their soul, of elevating and transforming their consciousness and purifying their heart. If one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. So that's what we were just talking about. If you don't find redemption in this life, if you don't work on your soul in this life, if you don't work on your temper and your fears and, your shortcomings in this life, you're going to be the same person when your flesh suit comes off. So it's like when people have hauntings and like some ghosts are assholes and some are nice and, some are just whatever. Like, these are the people who like didn't awaken and they weren't like the mystics. They're even stuck here. They can't even transcend beyond this earth plane. There's some unfinished business that they didn't complete, right? So, and I mean, there's a lot of speculation around ghosts and things, but I don't have any reason to not believe in them. I feel like there's so much that I've seen and witnessed and experienced with stuff that I'm just like, there's so much we don't know. But their souls are, I do think they can come back and visit. So I don't see why it's not a big stretch to believe that they would get stuck either, right? So if one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. So we talked about that. You have to get saved in this life. You have to do your spiritual work in this life. You have to awaken in this life, or else you're not going to be any more smarter or wiser or progressed in the next. So those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. Nothing can trouble such a person even while they are living in this world. Now, when it said those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped, immediately what came to mind was like mythology around demons, how if like you see them, they see you. It's always about them seeing you, them putting their eye on you, and then they get their grasp on you and they grab hold of you. So you don't really want to acknowledge dark spirits or evil spirits or communicate with them at all. Like people who want to summon them and like play around with them, they have no idea either what they're getting into or they do and they're beyond. But like, you don't want them seeing you. You don't want their eye on you. Think about evil eye, bad eye. When you cast your evil eye on someone else, that puts evil eye on you, right? So those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. So when we have received that light, the more we receive the light in our soul, the more we start to transform that darkness. We have less darkness and more light. The more repellent we are to them, because just like we want to become more like the light to draw closer to the light, and when we break affinity with the light, we are dissonant, and so we become distant with the light. So too with the darkness, the dark forces. Once we are illuminated to a certain degree, it's like they can't get too close because there's no affinity of form. They need a gap to get in on, and that's why they want to trigger you. That's why they want to get you into dark places and dark moods, because it makes you susceptible, because they can get close to you. And the more they can get you miserable, the more they can feed off of that dark energy, and they just suck your life force out of your aura. So the more like the creator you are, the more like Christ you are, the further those dark influences become, and they can't come close to you. So those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. So you won't be in the grips of evil and dark influences when you receive the light. You awaken from that darkness. You're lifted out of that darkness. Nothing can trouble such people, even while they're living in this world. Now, when you have the light and you're illuminated and you understand the dimension we're living in and the rules of the game and how it works, then you see through the illusion. And when you remember the fullness of that and our full connection with the Creator and who we really are and our eternal life, underneath the flesh, where you're like, oh, like nothing can bother you. You're like, nothing, like I have everything. I possess everything. I have everything. Nothing that is meant for me will pass me by, and things that aren't meant for me will always cause me chaos. And so everything is fine. I have everything that I could ever want or need. Even when a person of this kind of enlightenment goes through challenge, they see it as a blessing because they see that the Creator is in all things, and you can either activate the Creator in that way, in that thing, or not. And so if something brings you closer to the Creator, then it's a blessing. If something brings you further from the Creator, it's a curse. So think about it. You win the lottery. People think, oh, that's a blessing. But what if that winning the lottery ends up causing you to go into some weird drug addiction, downward spiral, lose your spouse, get a big head, cheat on everybody, you know what I mean? And it takes you further from the Creator. It interrupts your process. But what if an injury that say broke your leg or something, had you off your feet, and that time got you closer to the Creator than ever before? Then you'd look back after the fact, after the discomfort is over, and you think, wow, what a blessing that was. Wow. Think about breakups, right? In the moment you're like, how's this happening? I'll never get over this. And then after you get over it and you have some perspective, you're like, my God, thank God, that was such a blessing. So it's up to us to choose how we perceive any given situation. And so a person that has had the light illuminated within them, they only see blessing because they see how any given moment, anything can, a challenge can be opportunity to overcome your darkness, to become more like the light, to become closer to the light, and to reveal more goodness, right? And then that creates more peace and fulfillment within the self, and it puts more goodness into the world, and then that generates more goodness, and it's just this unending cycle. So nothing bothers this person because they're like, okay, even in challenge, this is an illusion, and this is only here because it's something my soul needs to reveal the light. And so my job is to try to trust and accept this moment so I can lean in and proactively participate within it and make the most of it. And hopefully it will serve to elevate my darkness and elevate my consciousness and change my heart. Even when we're living in this world, this crazy world, it's like the woman of valor. There's this proverb that talks about the woman of valor, and it gives all of these, it pays homage to all these virtues of this woman who's so strong, and she's industrious, and she's, a merchant, but she's also a homemaker, and she's a respectable wife who's honored and loved and beloved. But it says she laughs at the days to come, and she does not fear for snow for her household, for her whole household is clothed in scarlet wool. But she laughs at the days to come. It's I think about that over and over again this year, because I think about the days to come. Good Lord, the things that are unfolding, what is next, what is coming. And it's a woman of valor says, I know God has a plan. And even in the midst of this darkness of this year, there has been so much of God revealed through it. And that is not to say any of it has been good. It's all been wicked and evil, and no one is getting off the hook. But the good thing is that it's been exposed into the light, and now it's surely enough, it's getting disempowered. I just saw a news story today that they had to steal FEMA workers and force them into working for ICE in Florida, because they don't have enough people. Like no one wants to be an ICE agent. Like, even with these huge bonuses they're giving people, it's like people are like, I don't want to do this. I don't want anything to do with this. There was a news story developing, or this is something I guess that's been going on for months and months and months, that I didn't even know about this story, but I caught wind of this story today, that there's someone in the CIA was working on an audit of this past election and is willing to testify under oath that there was a worldwide conspiracy that overlapped the Epstein files and everything that had to do with this election being stolen. So Kamala Harris apparently won, which was my instinct anyway. And I was like, that confirms exactly what I thought. So how interesting. But yeah, so I mean, it's all of these horrible things are happening, and they're wicked and they're evil, but it's like it's being exposed. So it's not hiding in the shadows. And, you know, when things are hidden, that's usually when they have more power and more influence. It's like when you blackmail. What is that based on? It's based on secrecy, right? And the thing that actually saves you from blackmail is just owning it and exposing the truth, right? So, nothing can trouble such people, even while they are living in this world. The woman of valor laughs at the days to come. And when they leave this world, they have already received truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. So when we receiving truth through images, it's like we are here in this material world, and we are living within these things where we can see, feel, touch, and smell. So we've learned through these images. We've received truth. We've experienced the truth, the nature of the cosmos through this world that we can feel, see, taste, and touch. But also through symbolic images. Our dreams are given to us in symbolic images. And when it's like that's our soul's language, is to speak to us, to our consciousness with images and symbols. Well, when we learn those symbols and images, it's like we are putting that wisdom into our hard drive, and it's saved. And so the things that we take in through our subconscious, right, subliminally, it's like it's put there on our hard drive and saved. And so when we do leave this world, what we've taken in through images and symbols, it's like a picture says 1,000 words. It's like that, like our soul can look at a piece of art and understand so many more layers to it than our like conscious mind can. They have already received the truth through the images. And to, like, for instance, the tree of life, right? This is a glyph, a map of all of reality. Here, I'll show you in case you haven't seen it before. This image here is the map of all of the cosmos in existence. This is the map of the Godhead. This is the map of the human soul. This is the map of the 10 dimensions of reality. This is the map of the 10 dimensions of human consciousness. This glyph, this image, this symbol, this tree of life contains the fullness of the truth of reality. And the more you spend time with this glyph and all of the associations involved with each dimension and each path that connects them, like revelation upon revelation upon revelation is revealed. And so this is the work of awakening this light within our soul, right? And activating these dimensions and powers within us, and overcoming our darkness, right? Overcoming our demons and activating our powers. So these people have already received the truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. And so when we see that, okay, this is literally the eternal realm, and it is also the soul, and it is also the essence of God, it's like when we activate these things within us, it turns on that it's eternal light that's activated within us. We touch and we are connected to the eternal realm through this. So this down here, this is the 1% reality, this circle. This is all of the multiverses. This is everything that has ever been physicalized in the material. All of this is referred to as the 99%. These are the upper realms, right? And these are mysteries even beyond that. And so all of this is eternal, right? This is temporal. This is temporary down here. So, okay, and the world has become the eternal realm. Oh, and so Adam and Eve, when they were in the Garden of Eden before the fall, the Garden of Eden was here in the eternal realm, one of the eternal realms. It was in Yosod, the astral realm. They were in light body. When they became dense, and when the fall of Adam happened, the fall of Adam and Eve, they came down into the physical and became dense, physicalized. Otherwise, they were in the fullness in the eternal realms of light and non-physical. So to these people, the eternal realm is fullness. So to those who are awakened, they're awakened to that fullness of the full reality of who we are, the full connection of the Holy Spirit, the full eternalness, eternal nature. Like it's like when in the Pistis Sophia, it talks about God giving the fullness to the disciples. It's like they never got it. They never could understand anything Jesus was talking about. And then when he gave them the fullness, they were like, oh, suddenly everything makes sense. I understand. I see how it's all connected now. It's like, oh, they had the fullness. They understood the fullness of the mysteries of the realms, right? Of life, of the afterlife, of why, things have to happen the way they are. It's like the fullness. It's all. It is the all. The light is all encompassing. The light is white light, and it has everything within it. So the light of the Creator has everything within it. Every answer, every seed, every remedy, everything. This is the way it is. It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden, not in darkness and night, but hidden in perfect day and holy light. So this is the way it is. This is how it is. It's revealed to this person, such a person, the person who's devoted, the person who's present, the person who is paying attention, the person who wants it. It's revealed to this person, such a person alone. Not, well, you give it to them, why not me? You don't get it by merit of someone else. You can't get the fullness by sitting next to somebody while they do the work. You have to do it. It happens to each individual. It's a personal, one-on-one, individual rite of passage and experience. It's a personal experience. It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden. Like, it is revealed to this person alone, hidden. It's like in their heart. It's not obvious. It's not out in front of everyone. It's not big and loud. It's like these little whispers inside. It's to this person. It happens. It's a very solitary experience, very personal experience, very intimate experience. And it's hidden, right? It comes through in your heart, not in the dark, but in the light of day. So it's like it's happening when we're alive, when we're living, when we're going through life. It's like this is the truth is revealed when we're paying attention to our life and we understand why the connection between events and how that is working on our soul. And I know I need to be working on this thing, and so I did this, and then that thing happened, and I bet you anything, God's trying to get my attention here. And you start to see the interconnectedness of, okay, I yielded chaos here. There were blessings here. Sometimes the space is, there's time and distance, and so it's not always so obvious. But we understand, though, that our healing affects everything in our life, and our pain affects everything in our life, right? So it is revealed to such a person alone, hidden, not in the dark, not in the night, but hidden in the perfect day and in holy light. So the key, the secret to revealing revelation and truth is in our day-to-day. It's in our interactions. It's how we show up. It's not hidden once a week at a church. It is not hidden on top of a mountain in a monastery. It is in the battlefield of daily life. It is when you are rushing to try to get your family to point A and point B. It's in the messy, mundane, day to day. In the muck. In the muck. That's where the light will be found. It's not hidden in the dark. It's not hidden in the nighttime. It is not hidden underneath this or that. It is out in the world, out in broad daylight. So let's read this one more time and then we're finished. Okay. Everyone who enters the bedchamber will kindle the light. This is like marriages that occur in secret and take place at night. The light of the fire shines during the night and then goes out. The mysteries of that marriage, however, are performed in the day and in the light, and neither that day nor its light ever sets. If someone becomes an attendant of the bridal chamber, that person will receive the light. If one does not receive it while here in this place, one cannot receive it in the other place. Those who receive the light cannot be seen or grasped. Nothing can trouble such a person even while they are living in this world. And when they leave this world, they have already received the truth through images, and the world has become the eternal realm. To these people, the eternal realm is fullness. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. It is revealed to such a person alone, hidden not in darkness and night, but hidden in perfect day and holy light. All right, you all, that was the Gospel of Philip. Oh my goodness. We will be getting back onto Secret Teachings of Jesus week after next, but until then, we will be back together tomorrow for our weekly energy oracle forecast. Peace.